new study just dropped looking at 8 weeks of creatine hydrochloride supplementation and the effects it has on the brain in perimenopausal and menopausal women. The good news, supplementing with 1.5 grams of creatine hydrochloride was shown to be superior to placebo in enhancing reaction time, increasing brain creatine levels, and potentially reducing the severity of mood swings associated with menopause. The bad news, it's likely marketing, and I suspect the study was done to intentionally promote creatine hydrochloride. Creatine hydrochloride, or Creatine HCL, isn't special. It's been around for years. Purported by those who manufacture and sell it to have better bioavailability and solubility, making the claim that you can use smaller doses and get the same effect as creatine monohydrate. This allows them to jack the price up, selling it for almost 10 times more on a per gram basis than creatine monohydrate. But there's a reason every store you go to sells creatine monohydrate and not creatine hydrochloride. As early as 2011, studies have shown creatine monohydrate has near 100% bioavailability. So already the idea that a different kind of creatine could be more bioavailable or that you could take less and get more makes no sense. A massive review in 2022 further solidified that creatine monohydrate is the only established form of creatine, and no other forms have been shown to be more effective or more bioavailable. As far as solubility goes, being more soluble in water might be true, but it doesn't always translate to better digestion when your stomach's made of hydrochloric acid. In fact, because the creatine is bonded to hydrochloride, it weighs more than creatine monohydrate. So you're technically getting less creatine per gram than creatine monohydrate provides. Also compared 1,500 milligrams of creatine hydrochloride to 800 milligrams of creatine hydrochloride and ethyl ester put together. This is weird because not only is that a low dose, but creatine ethyl ester has been proven to be an inferior form of creatine. So this is already a bit of an unfair comparison between groups. A more appropriate comparison would be to assess the same amount of creatine hydrochloride to creatine monohydrate, but I think there's a reason they didn't do that. There is a nice little takeaway from all this though. The study did show that 1,500 milligrams of creatine hydrochloride daily for 8 weeks had cognitive benefits in menopausal and perimenopausal women. Given creatine hydrochloride is no better than creatine monohydrate, we could assume to see the same results using a far more affordable form of creatine. In fact, given that most studies show the recommended dose for creatine monohydrate to be anywhere from 3 to 10 grams per day, we could possibly see even better benefits when taken at higher doses. So skip the creatine hydrochloride and stick with 3 to 10 grams of good old-fashioned creatine monohydrate per day to optimize both the physical and cognitive benefits.